Are we going to go live? Are we going to go live? We're going live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The Blades is back with a new picture background. Isn't that nice? I thought it was nice. It comes with a desktop. Nothing special. So, after yesterday, I was given a good idea. And last night, I sat down with my Windows and looked at my D drive and thought, that's a 2 terabyte drive. Let's take 500 off that, make a 1.5 terabyte drive. So I shrunk that drive down a bit. Then I went to a website called Manjaro. Let's have a look. Okay, you can have an advert, I don't mind. So here we go, Manjaro. Here we go, manjaro.org. Oh, thank you to whoever. I've got no mail at the moment. I'm using my telephone for mail. Yeah, oh, thank you. You just switched off. Okay, I'm getting new messages in. What's this one? Let me just do this. Dashboard. Activity feed. Yeah, I know that my dashboard's here. Thank you. Strange. Go live. What? I'm already live. What are you doing? Get out of it. Get chat. But what on earth is going on this phone? Here we go. Security alert. Don't need to check activity, thank you, because that was me. That's me. 2 more. QT company. Yeah, can't afford you, mate. And Google security alert. Check activity, no thanks. QT company. Yeah, I can't afford you. Bye. Alright. Let's get my phone back to normal. Thank you. It's got stupid things coming up all over the place. Right. Here we go. Manjaro. Let's talk about that. So, Manjaro operating system is free, which means I can do anything I want with it. It's rather nice, and it's well laid out, and these people care. They actually care about what they're doing, which is different. So availability, Manjaro is available for 64-bit architecture in XFCE, which I would advise if you've got an older machine. Anything lower than an i5, an Intel 5 Gen. I'm on i7 here, so I'm quite within my rights to go for KDE. KDE is a big, heavy, lumpy one. And GNOME is the one that if you like Ubuntu, and you like the way Ubuntu works, you go for the GNOME edition. Ubuntu doesn't use GNOME anymore, which is interesting. There you go, a little bit of news for you. I use Ubuntu for servers and things like that. For desktops, I prefer KDE, but my wife's got an old machine, so she has XFCE. So we've got both of these machines. That one's virtually never used. So KDE. Here we go. It's got a lot. So, yep. Here again. Oh God. So yeah, there's lots of things to look at. Products, donate. Yeah, right. Okay, that's the KDE community. If you want to have a look at those, I'm going to just go to downloads at the top here, and there it is. KDE goes to this one here, you just go down, 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 64-bit version, download, and you get an ISO. I then put that onto a pen drive, or whatever you call those little things that you stick into your computer. Yeah. So I wrote my ISO onto a pen drive, and then I just went to the settings on Windows 10. I went into security, and I can't remember the rest. It was somewhere near the bottom, and it asks for a safe restart, and it offers a USB option. So you restart it using your security options into a USB. Your USB will then boot, because you stick it in your machine before you do that. And Manjaro comes up. It installed beautifully. It's put me a menu on my startup, so I can go into Windows or Manjaro, my choice. So I've got a choice now. Dual boot. UFEE, whatever it's called. Cancel. So that's what's going on. So this is Linux. Yeah, Linux. And let's see, was there something I was looking at before? Here's my Octopi. Hello, Octopi. So all I've done so far is glfw, and I've installed glfw-x11. What we got? We want glue. So it's just glue installed. What else did I want? I think I've put SDL2 on as well. Here we go, SDL2, and there should be a net. Yeah, so you got mixers, images, GFX. Yeah, right. Okay, you got all the other things as well. You could put all of them on actually, which could be interesting. I could just use SDL2. No thanks. That's an awful way to go. I've seen how that bloats stuff. And of course I typed in code, and there we go, code. Visual Studio Code, VS Code Editor. Okay, so I've basically gone through everything I've downloaded. Did I put anything else on? Oh yeah, OBS. Silly me. So OBS. OBS. There we go, OBS Studio, and that gives me a broadcasting system, live streaming and recording. So that's what I'm using now to talk to you with. So that's what I put on. Those are the only things that I've checked or put on. OBS, I can't go at 60 frames per second. I've dropped it to 30 frames per second, but otherwise it's roughly about the same. I've dropped the KBS, the kilobytes per second, just to make sure it's comfortable. But it's using about, what, CPU usage. It's found a CPU and it's using about 7 or 8% of it. Wow, I've got a few of them, so I don't think I've got anything to worry about there. That's a quick tour of where I'm up to. So, let's open our Dolphin. Is it Dolphin? Yeah, home Dolphin. Workspace. Here we go. That was a test bench. So let's create a new thingy. Create new folder. And we'll call it Twitch. Yeah, I haven't even got that far yet. And what I'm going to do is all of our stuff is going to go in there. How about that? We'll have our own stuff in there. Oh, I did forget something on Octopi. Oh, and it's very needed right now. So Octopi again. If the screen goes black, it means I'm on I've got a widget that gives me full screen access to my applications. That's a good way of putting it. What's it called? Does it give me a name for this little widget? Never mind. What did I put in? Qt Creator. Remember, I use QMake. Qt Creator. There it is. Lightweight cross-platform integrated development environment. Let's have a look at that. So Qt Creator will be here. There you go. It's a little bouncing thing on me. There we go. I've already switched it to black. So Window, no, Tools, Options, and Environment, Flat Dark. I've chosen and Apply. It says Restart, so you just restart. Okay, Test Bench was okay. So I want a new project. And it's not going to be that, it's going to be a library. C++ based on QMake, this can be used to create a shared or static. I want static. That sounds good. Let's choose that. Shared, no, I want static. Statically linked library, untitled. Let's call it Amber. That's what it's going to be. Yeah, we'll just call it Amber. Creating workspace. Yeah. That's the default location. That looks good. Darn it. I've just remembered something. Did I put Git on here? Well, I suppose we'll soon find out. I'll do that later. It doesn't matter. Statically linked library, Amber, home phrase or workshop. Yeah. Workspace. I could call it workshop, actually. Yeah. I never thought of that. Slip of the tongue. Usually good ideas. So there we go. It gives me one option. Desktop. Details. No thanks. I always change it. Always. On Linux. Just to stop it going off somewhere silly, I call it exec. So that's that done. I don't want folders all over the place, thank you very much. Modules. No thanks. I don't want any. I can't use Qt, sorry. Next. Class name Amber. Header Amber. Source file Amber. If you want to, you can do that. Yeah, why not? Add as a sub-project. Nope. Add as version control. None. So it'll go into workspace. Amber. Amber Pro. Da. Finish. There we go. Wow, can't see that. Put it at 150. But what I was after is that. That's what I really want. Minus core, minus GUI. No, I'll leave it at that. Deprecated warnings I don't think I need. Amber H, Unix, target path. Yeah, that's fine. So as you can see, target Amber, template lib, config static lib. So that will create me a static library in here, which is exactly what I wanted. So yeah, that's good. File, close project Amber, please. And now I am going to need a new project again. New project, non-Qt, plain C++ application. We'll choose U. What should we call our first project? Okay, we're going to have game, aren't we? So let's have game. I think it's only fair use. Tick. Yep, okay. Next. QMake next. Sorry, guys. It's just that if I ever come back to this, I want to make sure. I mean, because I use this for validating code at times. Once I've developed some code, I can use their editor to validate it. As long as I don't compile and use this for distribution, I'm fine. I'm not going to breach an ELUA, an end, users agreement thingy. Right, so that's all on execs. Next, non-game pro main finish. That's done. Lovely. Again, I'm really only after the pro, which is that. That's fine. I think we've got enough to start with. So let's start with that. Okay, so I'm finished here. That's all I'm allowed to do. I can't do any more with this now. I can set up a project, or a profile, but I can't do much with it. Alright, let's see what we've got. Oh, this looks familiar from yesterday, doesn't it? It looks, oh, wait a minute, exactly the same. It isn't, but it is, nearly. So, we have 3 choices, and I want the third one, add workspace folder. And that's going to be workspace, and I'm going to choose Amber. Add workspace folder. I will take game, add. There we go. So I've got Amber and we've got game. We can see them both. You can add as many folders as you want for a workspace. The workspace is untitled. So file, save workspace as, where's it going to save it to? Amber. Name Twitch. Yikes, I've put everything in the wrong place, haven't I? After doing all that. Whoops. Darn it. My bad. Cancel. File. Close workspace. Don't save. I've put all the files in the wrong place. Duh. I am a numpty, aren't I? There's Twitch. Amber, get inside there, will you? Move. Game, get inside there, will you? Move. Thank you. Oh, God. I thought it didn't look right. So, add workspace folder. Workspace. Twitch. Amber. Add. Add workspace folder. Game. Add. Thank you. Save workspace as, I'll put it in here, and it's going to be called Twitch. Oh, I think it puts workspace after it anyway. I'll try that. There you go, Twitch workspace. It's got Amber and it's got game in it. That looks okay. Let's have a look and see what files it's made for me. Let's pull you down a bit. I always check, because with Linux it matters. Twitch code workspace, I thought it did. Nice. So I can now click on that and this will be all set up for me. Okay, if I need it, but possibly don't. Okay, what are we going to put in Amber? I've got a couple of files I want to put in Amber, and then we have to try and build it. That's going to be fun. Yeah, okay. So from yesterday we were messing around with a couple of things. We were messing around with, let me just have a look, maths and display. So let's copy these two. Copy, workspace, Twitch. I'll put them in Amber. Amber is going to be my storage place for everything. Paste two items. So display and Amber Maths. There you go. Here we go. In Amber Maths we have our dice, and in display we have our window 3D. Exactly the same code as it was yesterday. Yeah, I write in non-operating system code. My code will work on any operating system, I don't care where it goes. I did check to see whether GLM was on Manjaro, and it was already on, so that was okay. So all of this, it just works, he says. Hold your horses, because your profiles are wrong. Yes, I know. So again, we'll just close you for a moment and look at this profile. That define. I'll leave it. Who cares? I'll leave it for now. Alright, it's giving me a project created as well. That's good. That's very good at it. So Amber H and Amber CPP. Oh, this is nice. Okay. I'll do headers first because there's more of them. We'll give ourselves a bit more space, I think. The first one is Amber Maths. And that is dice.h. Yeah, you've got to fill it all in, sorry to say. Hey ho, such is the bind of life. And we have to get off me. And nope. Thank you. Space. And I want that one, don't I? Yeah. End space. Put that in. Just looks nice if you put space there. The backslash means continue on next line. That's all it means, because it's all one line. Headers should just be all one line going across to the right, but it gets a bit long if you do it that way. So instead I put a backslash and go on to the next line. Makes it easy to read, actually. So window 3D.h. Anything in chat? No. It helps if I put display in front of that. There we go. Up here. And I'm going to put display. And that's going to be a window 3D.cpp. I hope it's .cpp. Yep, it is. HCPP. Yep. Not bothering. Probably never use those two. Might do though. Might do. You never know. So those are the targets that we've got. That should build. Yeah, that should build into a static lib. Soon find out, won't we? So we're in Amber. Yeah. New file. Build. .sh I'm on, not BAT. BAT is for Windows, SH is for Linux. There is a problem with that, as you are about to see. Can I get it from here? No. Oh, I can open containing folder though. So here we go. This is what the folder looks like. And on the right click, you go to properties. You go to permissions, is executable, has to be okay. Alright. Linux is a bit more particular about what you can run and what you can't run. Everything is a bit more secure, so you have to switch your build sh on, literally, in its properties, before it's any good to anybody. Amber. Let's have a new folder. Let's call it exec for executable. And let's now have a look at build sh. Okay, so it's going to be cd exec. That's straightforward. Change directory to the exec. I am then going to use qmake. So qmake. Spelt correctly works better. And that's going to be dot dot dash. And then make. And that should do it. That should do it. Yeah. I'm happy. Very complicated stuff in it. I mean, Linux makes it very difficult for you to do anything. In the profile, we haven't got any libs. So let's put libs here. So libs plus equals minus glfw3. No, it's minus L. That's better. Minus L glue in capitals and minus LGL in capitals. I think that's right. Can't remember if you need the 3 on it or not. Guess we'll find out. Include paths. None. I can think of. No, there aren't any. I know what I can pull up. Because I've already tested this, obviously. And I want to get this right for you. So, what I'm looking at a pro. Let's just ask Kate if I'm right. Kate says it's just GLFW. There you go. And I want glue static. I've missed that. Okay. So I'll just hang. Actually, I don't need that open now. Just get rid of that. I'll just pop this over to... Oh God, where can I put it on my screen? I'll just stick it upwards. So yeah, it was glue. Just GLFW. That's fine. Defines, yes, good idea. We've got some going already here. I'll just do that. That. And that. That's better. So I can now have glue static. Glue underscore static, please. I want that as a static library. That's good news. There's no run on this, it's just build. So that's going to be okay. Can't think of anything else I need to do. So if I can't think of anything and it gives an error, that's my problem. So build. We need a build function, don't we? Run build task, what will it do? Right, well, it's got 2 of them comes up because it's got one for Amber and one for games because we've got them separately. So I'll have Amber. don't want MS. I'll have others. That's nowhere near complete for a build task. Wow. That's rubbish. Okay. Well, let's just have a look at my build tasks. That's no good. Okay. That's not going to work. Build tasks, build tasks. Let's have a look at build tasks. I'm rubbish at JSON, but I know that needs a grouping. That definitely needs a grouping. Workspace, test bench, control, show hidden files. Thank you. Let's have a look. What are we in now? Task JSON. Okay, let's have a look at tasks. So it's missing quite a bit by the looks of this. Yeah, it is. I'll just pop that up top and I'll write it out. Okay. I'll keep that open actually. That might come in handy if it asks me any more silly questions. So the label is going to be, I'm going to call this one Build Amber. There's a reason for that. And next is shell, doesn't matter. And here it's going to be dollar workspace. I'll have folder. And that will be just slash build.sh. That's the command I want it to use. Okay, we're looking good. Looking good so far. Let me just do my edits so I don't get confused with what I'm doing. Okay, so I want to stay in this area by the looks of it. So let's do that. Oh, problem. Do you have any problems when you're trying to match stuff? Problem matcher, colon. Return. And it comes up with all this stupid stuff again. Return, thank you. Problem matches are square brackets, are they? Okay. And I'll have dollar. Oh, it's there. That one, please. GCC. It's looking good. Let's give them a comma. What's wrong with that? Can either be a string or a problem match, a definition or an array of strings and problem matches. Oh, well, thank you. That's really, really helpful. Did I not put space there or something? It's there. There's the error. Didn't put a comma. Yeah. It's worse than the semicolons in C++, isn't it? Little commas everywhere which you can't see. Right, so I've got problem matcher. Now I definitely want a group. Let's see if I can do this without it giving me stupid things everywhere. Group, colon. Yeah, right, okay. I'll have brackets instead. Kind. This is it. This is the bit that's important, funnily enough. And it's the bit it hasn't given. So that's colon. And it's going to be build. There we go. Comma, I guess. And is default true. Too many of those backspace thingies. True. And that should do it. Okay, so if I run that, it should build a program. Okay. Terminal. Run build task. That's my library. Right there. libamber.a. Now contains display and maths. So I've now created a static library in exec. There it is. It's there. Can't run it. That's not what it's for. Right, now I've got that out of the way with. We've now got to include that over, haven't we? Yeah. Right, so that's that done. Okay, so what do we have in... let's have a look. That's all done. Execs, get rid of. VS Code, get rid of. Everything. I can build that anytime I want now. I can put more stuff in it, just rebuild it, and it'll become a bigger library. So now I want to look at game. We'll drop Amber. And we'll look at game. We have a main CPP, which I'm just going to change. Well, I will do in a minute. I'm going to use the main CPP from yesterday for testing. I should have a copy of it here somewhere. So this build has to be roughly the same. So let's do the same kind of things here, but with game. New folder, exec, and new file, build.sh. In build.sh we will have cde exec, and then we'll have q make, yes, it's just the same, dash, and then we have make. There we go. So exactly the same build. sh. Unfortunately, exactly the same problem here. Twitch, game, properties, permissions, switch it on, otherwise we can't run it. What's I'm on here? Test bench, main, Kate please. There we go. Just so you know that I'm cheating, I'm going to take from 1 all the way down to the bottom, copy, and paste. There we go. And there we go. We have this problem here. In fact, that is now in Amber. It's in a library, so I don't use quotes for libraries. Doesn't work. Well, of course it doesn't work. We don't have that include. So we'll click on here, edit include path for game. Thank you. And it comes up with all this stuff. Okay. Clang 64. And why are we using that? Linux defaults to GCC times 64. No, it doesn't. I'm not on a Mac. So why don't you do it? Godfathers. Oh well. Let me start the chat up. Whilst I'm trying to mind boggle. Change the active configuration. Linux. And then it says Linux. Ah, bless. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, that's fine. Save this, please. And let's have a look what it's done. What kind of mess has it made here on properties? Yay! IntelliSense has gone to GCC. Yay! Yep, that's all right. Compiler path. Why are we using Clang? Okay. I'll put GCC. I think I've got a GCC. Should have. Because that's what we're using. Why has it set it all up for Clang on a Linux? Don't understand. I know I've got Clang downloaded because I made sure I had, but that's not the point. In case this cocked up totally. Name Linux. No. These configurations are awful. Oh my god. Let's have a look. Did I do a configuration in this one? I didn't even bother doing a configuration in the test. I'll call it Linux, yeah, okay. Include path, yeah. And I will use dollar workspace folder / Amber, and that's all I need. Comma. That gives me the includes. Doesn't give me the library. Okay, so now I've got the include. Fine. That's great stuff. Well done, Blades. We've got that far. Now we need the library. Eek, yuck. That's what it's given us. Okay. Radio. Let's get a better pro. Let's have open with Kate. Here we go. So template app console C++ config 11 it should be. No, yes. App bundle -qt. Alright, so I can use this one. It's a bit more sorted than this thing. There we go. Okay, glue static, yeah, that's correct. Don't need... We haven't got anything in this yet, have we? So I don't need you. Have we got any headers? No, don't need you. So that's not needed. Okay. And we need an extra lib. Okay. Can I remember how to do this? LIBS plus equals its minus capital L $, program working directory pwd. Think it is. I don't think I want to chance this. Right, okay. I'm not going to chance it. What I'm going to do is cheat. So we'll have that as a profile for now. Okay, that's main. Just delete you down a bit and get rid of you. I'll leave this up because that's doing good. And let's just go grab Qt. Open project. And it's Twitch Game Pro. Thank you. Right, so that's what we've got. What I'm going to do at this point is say game, add library, external, next. Library file, browse. It's in Twitch, Amber, exec. There it is. Include path, browse, is Amber. Okay. Yep. Linkage static. So it knows. Include everything there. Doesn't bother there. And it's not right there. So we'll take everything and it'll give us that. I was going to get it right, wasn't I? Damn it. Lives plus equals $, PWD, yeah. I was going to miss that slash out though, so I would have got it wrong. And it's just minus L Amber. Isn't that cute? Right, okay. That should now work. It's got all the include paths and everything, hasn't it? Yeah, includes. Yeah, we've got everything. It's set it up nicely. Just say thank you. File. There we go. Done. Now we have our brand new profile, which looks like that. Just been written for us freshly by Qt. It will write profiles for you if you ask it to nicely. What we're going to do is we are going to try and build it, and we're going to have exactly the same problem as we did last time. In fact, I've got a feeling that we can copy this build procedure from here. It's exactly the same, isn't it? Yes, it is. Right, I will keep that open for a second. Terminal. Run build task. Ah. I see. Great. We only have the one. Okay, let's make sure that we're in main here. Get rid of you. Get rid of you in case you confuse everything. And terminal. Run build task. And it's still on Amber. It won't give it, will it? That's interesting. Do I have to take the default off it? Okay. Change it to false. What's wrong with changing it to false? Don't understand. Value is not accepted. Values are is default true, is default true, or is default true. Okay. Do I have them available to me? No. I will not do that. I will just do a cut. Line 21, please. Cut. That's no longer needed. I don't understand. Oh, stuff it. It's true. Control S, thank you. And what I'm going to do then is I am going to take tasks, copy, VS Code, paste. So we now have another tasks here. Make sure we get the right one. And it's not build Amber, it's build game. Let's have a different name, otherwise it won't differentiate. Right, it does the same thing. Okay. Now can I build game, please? I don't know. Can I or can I not? There we go. It gives us a choice now. Build game. Oh. What do we got? Well, it got everything right. Oh, I don't believe this. You can't have the same problem. It's not happy with something in here. Undefined reference to. Again, that's a link error. I don't believe this. I honestly don't believe this. No. Doesn't seem to do things right. I don't believe it. I actually don't believe what I'm seeing. It's done it to me again. Oh, God. It's done it to me again. I can't believe this. Is it because that line's coming first? Is that the reason? The ordering of these libraries, by the way, matters. I've never mentioned that before, have I? You can't put GL before these two. There is another one that we could use. I wonder. Shouldn't be, because I know that that works. Defines. Yeah, that's right. We've got to match our profiles. What? Did that just build? Yes, it did. So yeah, that was a problem. I wonder if it's the same on Windows. I wonder if I might have just solved the Windows problem that I'm having. There is a bit of an OMG going there, isn't there? Okay. We'll leave it as that then. That's fine. God help us all. God help us all. Right, it's not in debug. I've got no way of controlling whether it's in debug or whether it's release. I want it in debug. It's just config plus equals debug, isn't it? Yeah, that'll do. There we go. That's in debug mode now. Otherwise, I'm shocked that just did what it did. But, sorry, I'm in shock. So we'll chat. Oh dear, highest beeps. Any questions? Anything you want to talk about? You're allowed to ask questions. I don't mind. Blooming heck, after that shock, I've got to get it running now. It built. Sorry, I'm just literally gobsmacked. Add a configuration. Where I've just added it to. I don't know. Well, that's useless, isn't it? Right, it's in the right place now. Okay. GDB launch. GDB game. That's what it should say. Right. We're going to use debugger launch program. Enter program, for example, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Twitch game. Exec. It's just called it game, it hasn't called it anything else. Properties, permissions, it is executable. Yeah, that's done for us. Game. Right, okay. That's fine. So I'll keep that bit. And we'll change that bit. So it's exec game. Stop at entry faults, yeah. Yeah. I'm just wondering if that's supposed to have a slash on it. No. Environment. External console, true please. GDB, yay, it's remembered. Setup commands. Blah, 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 blah. Right. Can I just alter this? Because I might want to use it later for another part of the project. And I hate the way they do things in here. That now matches up. Actually, no, that's the wrong place. Just there. That now matches up. Okay, there is something missing here. No, there isn't. Setup commands, blah, 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 blah. It goes here. So, comma. Pre-launch task. And it's whatever we called that. Build game. That's why we had to change it. There we go. That's that done. That's a launcher called GDB game. Let's see if it'll accept that. So if I go now to here, we get GDB game. Game. Oh, you are special. You really are special. Okay, let's get rid of all of this lot. Let's see what we're actually trying to run. Oh no! What happened? Add to include path. Home phrase, la la la, workspace tester. Yeah, go for it. Why not? I don't care. Do what you want. Just give me that. God's sakes. That was an IntelliSense error, by the way. The program would have run, but IntelliSense can't keep up, it seems. So now, if I go there and I press that, it should build, bash, and run. Ta-da! So those are the same files that we used yesterday. And I've just found out it was ordering in the library setups that was messing us about, I think. But I will look at that. I will certainly look at that again. Oh God. It's giving me OpenGL 4.5. I'm not even running, what is it? A thing that runs your graphics card. Oh God, I'm special. And yes, I have needs. Come on, questions. Do you want me to go through any part of this program to get up an OpenGL window? Do you want me to show you the OpenGL window code or anything like that? If I click there, it closes and it says press any key to continue. This is just garbage for threads. My computer has quite a few threads, as you can tell. So it gets in the queue on all threads. That's what it's doing there. Target names, host names, and all the rest of it. Blah, 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 thread groups and stuff like that. I've got a ton of threads on this computer. It's an i7. And it exited with code 0. Code 0 means success. According to that, it had no output, because I don't know how to use that output. I'm going to have to work out how to use that output on a terminal. Yeah, nothing to be done because we would already done it. So that's the program. All it does is print out welcome to test bench using printf, which is C. It then places a window up on the desktop with an OpenGL surface, which is window 3D, which is contained in Amber under display here. So it's using this. Okay, it's using all that. So if you want me to go through any of that, I certainly will. I do not mind at all. Go back to main. God, I can't find anything on this screen. Sorry. I have to apologise. I'm very bad at finding things. Eyesight thing, you know. Shh. So width in pixels, height in pixels, title displayed on the window toolbar. Then, while the window is open, I just clear the screen and update the window. And that's it. That's all I'm doing. Clearing the screen prepares and clears the back buffer for the screen, not the screen itself. And update the window, checks the operating system events, and swaps the screen buffers, the back buffer to the front buffer. Effectively clearing the screen if you don't do anything. And there you go. That's all there is to that program. Not a problem. Can I use my dice? It's a good question, isn't it? I'll write a little test for that. Test for dice. I have Amber available to me now. So, oh wait a minute. Don't do that. I want to finish that dice stuff. And it's Amber Maths and Dice H. Thank you. Now I can use it. Helps if I do that. Amber Maths. I'll have dice. Initialize dice. And then I'm going to have Amber. Oh no, I'm not. I'll do a loop. So for int count equals 0, whilst count is less than 10. Simple thingy. If you're watching yesterday, you've already seen this code. Oh god, that was horrendous. I pressed a button. Something happened. Where was it? You'll get used to it. You'll get used to it. Watching this channel, you'll get used to it. Plus plus. Why is that wrong? Oh, because I've already done it. Yeah, okay. Ah, dear. And all that's going to do is... I'll stick it brackets in. Doesn't matter, does it? We'll make... an int called dice roll. And then I'll have dice roll equals Amber Maths dice roll dice, open brackets, and I'll have 3d6. There we go. And I'll just printf it 'cause I'm lazy. Dice roll equals %d, isn't it? Yeah. \n. Make sure I've got \n's elsewhere. Yes, we have. Comma. Dice roll. There we go. Semicolon. Simple, straightforward loop for printing out 10 dice. Well, yeah, 10 dice rolls. So now, if I do that, there we go. We get our 10 dice rolls just to make sure it's working. So there we are, 3d6. It's a bit small, isn't it? I wonder if it's in here. Ooh. Okay. Theme buttons, normal. Blech. Focus actions, advanced. Window rules. Okay, no, it's not in there. So there we go. As you can see, that is off colour. I always make my OpenGL windows off colour. This is a big thing. If you use black, you're in for trouble, because if there's an error, trying to get an object on screen and it puts something on screen and you can't see it, it's possibly because it's black. Yeah, just a warning on that. There we go. So that's yesterday over with. Oh, that's nice. Great stuff. So I can get rid of all this, can I now? And get on with what I wanted to do. Yeah, really. Get rid of the dice anyway. Very simple dice rolling routines. Okay. Need a drink. Alright, I'm using GLFW through another lib. Are you using it directly? I have no idea how GFW actually works. Okay, I'll take you through that. Are you on Linux or... Oh yes, you are. Are you? Or are you on Windows? Linux, okay, not a problem. Sorry, there's a massive delay on what you say and what I read and what you hear. Yeah, I'll go through that. So how do you use GLFW on Linux? Well, how I'm using it is basically, I have it obviously installed, using GLFW through another library. I'm using it directly. Yeah. No, Octopi. Here you go. If you're going to use GLFW, it's there. GLFW X11. That's the library. Okay? That's the one I'm using. So what I have done in display is in the header, there you go, C++ Windows creates contexts and services for receiving input and events. That's GLFW. Now, when it comes to creating this class, this is just a window class, a 3D window class. I'll show you the initializer. Let's go to the initializer. I'll have an initializer somewhere on here. Is open. Here we go. Initialize window. So the first thing we do is GLFW init. And even if you're running it through a different library, I would suggest that that's the only way you can do it. But how you access GLFW init would be up to the library that you're using, I would think. You've got to use that first. Then you can put your window hints in. I asked for 3.3 as my context, OpenGL 3.3. I also said I wanted the core profile without extensions. That's what the hints are for. Okay. Then we create the window with width, height, title, a couple of null pointers really for monitors. Depending if you've got a multi-monitor system, you can change which monitor you're on. That's like monitor 1, monitor 2, monitor 3, depends on what your system's called it. Window share, I'm not too certain about. I don't know if that means share it across monitors or what. No idea. Because remember, I've got multiple windows. I've got multiple monitors already installed with Linux, because you can do that. See, I can output to either. So you could use that one to output to the other screen, whatever. But that's how you create a window. That needs looking into a bit more. I don't like those null pointers. So we check that it's initialized, return false if it hasn't, obviously. If you check for faults at the other end, you can avoid a lot of bad things. Then you have to make context current, set your swap interval, and then I have glue in it, which has to come after the set context. Glue then gives me, by initializing that, all of the OpenGL stuff. So GLFW doesn't give you OpenGL. Glue does. But glue requires an OpenGL surface to be initialized and a context made current. If you haven't got GLFW make context current available to you, you're in trouble. Because what you'll have is an OpenGL window without OpenGL. Unless your other library is giving you OpenGL for free, like Qt does. Not sure if that answers your question. Do you need more help with that? Why can't I open these damned cartons of orange? I don't know. I mean, there's not very many ways you can use GLFW, I wouldn't have thought. I wouldn't use it with something like Qt, because Qt has its own OpenGL windowing system. Well, actually it has two OpenGL windowing systems and an OpenGL widget system as well. So that's 3. But it gives you OpenGL. I think I did a study of that on Amberskies, yeah, on YouTube. Does it? Yeah, it helps. Okay. If you want more help with something, I mean, language-wise, if you're using what's that strange one called, Java or something like that on Linux, and you're wondering how GLF fits into that, I don't know. Well, I do. You don't. It's imported. Java imports things, and I think there is a GLFW import for Java. Don't quote me on that. It's something that I saw about 4 years ago. I'm sure it is. OpenGL imports on Java. Yeah, don't worry about it. To get me version, to check which version I'm on, I just printf gl get string gl version. I stick that on screen. That gives me my version number. I enable depth testing, blending. I use a blend function and a clear color function, which is not black, as you can see. And then I just return true because it's all worked. That's how I initialize OpenGL. So, opening a window is half of the answer. The other half of the answer is how do you get OpenGL, which is glue. All you have to do then, or all I have to do then, is include window3d.h in anything that I want to use OpenGL in. So here's an example of OpenGL. Let's make up something silly. Switch Amber off a minute. We've already got the screen, haven't we? Okay. Let's make an application. I'll need an application. I can't be doing with this main. It's doing me head in. Don't like, I hate this. This is just simple testing rubbish. And I really don't like it. So, let's get started on making this into a game. Game. New folder. Source. And in source, I'm going to have a new file. And it's going to be called application. It's double P, is it? Yeah. And that's going to be H. This is going to be the application. And I'm also going to need a new file, application .cpp. Now, these two files obviously need to go in my profile. So here we go, profile. So main, and then it's source slash, oops. Yeah, that's right, slash. Oh dear, having a bad day. Application. And that's .cpp. Header files. Source. Application.h. If you've got any questions at all, by the way, just throw them out. I am sorry if I don't pick up that you've put something in chat straight away, but I will try and answer anything that you ask. Is what I've just done correct? Check spelling. Correct. Right, okay, yeah, that's all right. So all I do is I just add them here to the sources because I'm using QMake instead of CMake. I don't like CMake, I prefer QMake. It's not easy to work with, as you can see, except to mess it up every now and again. Application.cpp, let's set it up from here. Main. So that's me application.cpp, miss a space. Hash include quotes this time, so it's application.h, which has a space in it. So I did get something wrong. Nobody told me. Rename. I didn't spot that one, did I? There we go. Take that space out of it, might help. Oh my god. Include. So hard to see. And now it's that one there, please. He still thinks the other one exists. It hasn't caught up with us yet. Name spacing. We need name spacing. So namespace is going to be game. And we're just in source, aren't we? So it's just game. Why can't I have namespace game? Silly sausages. So that's all I need. And I put an extra div free at the bottom. Save. Yeah, we just do that. Copy. Into the header file. It didn't put the space in. And this line becomes hash pragma once. There we go. Right, what does an application need? Well, good question. An application I would probably make into a class. Probably. For very good reasons. Okay. Let's make it a class. I can alter it later if I don't like it. Yep, that'll do. When to make things a class struct or just leave them as functions is perfectly your own choice. It's up to you how you program things. But at the same time, something that's going to be a living entity or object for the lifetime of the game, I would put as a class. This is got to live throughout the game because this is the game. This controls it. Okay, so we're going to have variables probably, and then we're going to have public. Which I always pull back. And we'll have something in public. We'll give an extra space on that, and then we'll have private again. Because I do want to put something in the private section, so I do want something in there. Lovely. Under public, we need a constructor for our application. So we'll make a constructor, and I will make a destructor. That's a title mark. Can I? What do it? Alt? No, it's Control and plus, isn't it? Control and plus. Can I see that properly? It's like a little squiggly line. On the British keyboard, it's above that. It's Shift hash tag, but I don't know what it is on other people's keyboards. So it's a squiggly line. Title. That's a bit better. Why is private on? Oh, yeah. Yeah, never mind. I haven't done that. So those are the two functions that we are going to need. Do I need to initialize? Well, there is an initialization needed. But I'm going to have a function called execute app. And that's going to be an int return. Definitely want that. We will need the game loop. That goes in the private section. So that's probably a void game loop actually. And call it app loop. Why not? It's in the private section because I don't want people outside interfering with the main processing loop. Anything else I'm going to need? Not to my knowledge. So go back to main. Nah, finish this off. Do it properly. So let's see, take you lot. See what mess it makes. I replace private with that. About there will do. There we go. And let's see, we are application, aren't we? I've noticed that my computer has speeded up. Interesting. Let's make a few empties. All this application thing at the beginning is doing is just making it a member of the application class. That's what it's actually doing. I'll go through this in a second. Like that is exec app is not at the moment part of the class that we have constructed. If we do that and that, it is. So we'll pop that one in as well. Oh dear, what am I doing? There we go. I'll give that an extra space. Alright, so we've got public, private. We can construct and we can destruct, and we can execute the application. To execute the application, we go to main. And we take that lot. There we go. So cut application CPP exec. There you are. We'll just paste it in here. Let's see, what do I need? I need you. Shift Alt to you. That looks about right. If I tap that, is it going to do what it did last time and just ruin everything? No, it didn't. Oh, fantastic. Red squigglies everywhere, as you can see. Spot on. Oh, I forgot you did a poor little thing. Everything matches up. Right, so that's your exec. Your app loop. Go back to main. Is that. Remember, I haven't altered the program at this stage. All I'm doing is using what I've got. And pop you in. Shift Alt. Click. Make sure it's doing everything properly. Think it will. Tab. Tab. Good. Has done it. Good. Excellent. So now you can see there's problems because there's little things here, and if I... Right. First problem we'll overcome is printf. That's easy. Ah dear. I hate printf. And that is done here. Hash include. And it's IO stream. I'll have that one. Okay, so that gets rid of a silly one. I do need that one. We can delete that altogether now. I do need that one. So that's going in application.h. Give that a bit more space. So that's my display window. But you'll still see that it's going all red and squiggly wiggly. That printf can go. Now it's gone. What's just happened? But that one hasn't. You see, window, even though we're actually making one, is being destroyed when we get there. That's no good. Absolutely no good. The other thing is that window is being held within the CPU memory area. I think on these days, on these larger chips, it's about 2 megabytes. Don't actually know. I don't actually know how much it is nowadays because I just lost count. In the old days it used to be 512k or something like that. but it's called a stack. And when you put things on the stack, it's in that area. Then there's the heap, and the heap is all the rest of the memory which you have on your computer elsewhere. So I want it on the heap. I don't want my Windows staying in here, do I? Or do I need quick access to it? Well, it is the main point of the whole thing, so quick access might be good. I'll keep it as quick access then. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to make it a member. This here, this word window, I'm going to make a member of the class. Now, to remind myself that I've done it, I'm going to call it m underscore. So a member variable. So that's going to be m underscore as well. Right, sorry, it's easy to type it. All of these we change to m underscore. And now we just have to make it. I've got problems already with this, haven't I? It's going to have to go on the heap. Unless I set these separately. Can't do that. Rightio. Trying to work out a way of getting this window 3D operational, because I want to make it a member variable. So to do that, how I'm going to do that? It's in Amber. Display. Window 3D. Space. Window. Am I allowed to do that? Well, it'd be m underscore window, won't it? That's going to create a null window. Can't do that. Come on, you should be give me red squigglies in here now. Oh, you give me one up here. Why? Why is that a red squiggly? I don't know. Really don't know. Oh, right. No default constructor exists for class Amber Display Amber 3D. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So we can't do that. So why is it coming up here and not here? I don't know. Okay, so we're going to have to put it on the heap. That's fine. So it's a pointer. Yeah, you disappear very quickly. Right, all of these now go squiggly because they are pointers, and pointers needs arrows. Because they point. Minus and then right bracket is an arrow. Yeah. Weird notation, but it works. And that is wrong now. So m window equals a new, I don't believe this, Amber colon display colon window 3D. What's wrong with new? What? Really? Okay, fine. Oh, wait a minute, yes. Remove. There we go. About to say, what the heck are you on? Right, that's right now. Thank God for that. There we go. So it's now new. New means pointer. And we are... New asks the computer for resources to store in memory our window with all its buffers and all the rest of that stuff, all its variables and all the rest of it go to get thrown out into your computer's memory, and then the address of where the operating system has placed it is put in this variable here. And that is why pointers are addresses and not values, because that's how it works. So we've got an M window. M window is now accessible by pointing to it. And yeah, what I would do as well is make sure that the application knows about it. And this is a special thing that you can do with constructors, and constructors only, I think, at the moment. You can put a colon after it, and you can define your variables, like M window, for instance. So I will put M underscore window. I know it's a pointer, so I'm going to make it into a null pointer to make sure that it hasn't got a value by accident given to it by the system. If you get if you create a pointer and you don't assign it to a null pointer, you may just have a random address in there. To be quite honest with you, I mean, I can probably show you actually on here. Can I? I've never tried that. Okay. So hold your horses there. And what I want to do is at window here. This is where it matters. I'll put a little marker. Let's see if this debugger actually works. Have I got enough to run? Have I got enough to run this application? No, I haven't. Not yet. So in main, I forgot the main. We hash include source slash, and I've done it wrong again, Anna. I want the bottom one. Top one doesn't exist, mateys. Oh, crave. So what we do here is we do game application. We'll call it game. And then all we do here is return game dot execute app. that's that. I haven't put a return value in, have I? Make sure I've got return values. And here, just for now, we'll return 0. Because we can. I've got my stopper there. Before we go there, I want the window. So, app loop. Just run the app loop function. So that's exactly the same program now, but as a class. I've got an extra line here by accident. Oh dear, what am I like? Come on, I've got to get on the line, thank you. Interesting. Okay. It's right. It seems to have altered, but it's right. How weird. Oh yeah, right, let's close these off. And it's taken out all the spaces. I'll deal that with that in a minute. Right. So that now does the app loop, blah, 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 blah. Application.h is okay. Yeah, very simple application. Yeah, okay. Application. Huh? Okay, got it. Alright, we have to notate. I have to go through it in a second anyway. Because I want to keep this. Alright. Let's see what happens. Okay. M window. There we go. There it is. Can I see more of this or not? Oh yeah, we can see lots more of this. Here we go. Error. Cannot access memory at address blah 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 blah. And that is what happens when you leave pointers dangling, they call it. Pointers just dangling around. So we've actually got M window is pointing to that address. libc csu init. So if you were to access M window before the line where I put the dot, just close that a minute. If you'd accessed M window anywhere in here before it's created, you'd be accessing libc csu init. And this is why you need to put protection in. You need to protect your variables so that when they are constructed, they have something, a value. Right, so I've seen it when it was like that. And let's have a look at it when it's like this. Oops. Put it there. Okay. So exactly the same program. Ooh, bars are right over here. Okay, this. Look at the difference. Safe. Absolutely safe. No values. Nothing's, no errors. It's just put it as a value of 0, 0, which means not used. Or unused. Unused variable. There you go. See, even the title. And no values at all. Clever. Very clever. So that's the difference between good programming and bad programming, maybe. In other words, don't be lazy. Never be lazy. Ooh, that's nice and big now. So yeah, check things like that. Hold on. So that can catch you out. Be very careful. You can do that. And you can list them all down in your header file. There's a problem with doing that in my book. Header files are not compiled. And CPP files are compiled. So would you like to compile your safety pointer to your pointer? Or would you not like to compile it? And have it in your compilation unit, as they are called. CPP is a compilation unit. So yeah, I don't use that one ever, unless I have to, and I can't think of a reason why I'd have to. So I always go with colon, and then a list of variables that I want underneath. This is a double thing, because then if you look at this, you know there's a window. You know there's a variable called window. You also know that the programmer, if it's me anyway, has given you a list of values. So I know that it starts off as nothing. It has a value of nothing. It hasn't been initialized at all in any way. The only other thing you have to do here is delete it. You made a pointer, delete it. Don't leave it. Don't leave the system resources dangling. I've just actually made a couple of windows now that are on my memory in my system using system resources, which I haven't claimed back. Yeah, I just lost some memory on my machine. Yeah, seriously, I have. No way of proving it though, because it's not enough memory to actually affect anything. But yeah, be careful about that one there as well. If it's got a match, you make a pointer, you delete it. You made it here, it's made here. You own it. When it's pointers, it's ownership. If you own it, you delete it, and this class owns window. Totally. It doesn't matter who we give that value to, which other class, or any functions that might require the window, this class owns it. This class will delete it. And we know it will delete it because it's going to be the last class to be deleted in the chain, because we're going to delete down the chain from the bottom up to main. And that is basically how you make a game. Oh my god. Yeah, it is, really. So that's going to be the main game. Initializers and game loop. That's what we're going to put in there. Creates a new application. I'm going to say class, not instance or anything like that. I'm not going into instancing here. I'm just going to call it a class for now. Okay. And this still holds true. Returns the program's exit status 0 equals OK, or an error code. Yeah. So that is still the same. I haven't changed what the functionality of that line is. But it does execute the app at the same time. It's got to be the smallest program you'll ever see. But it's correct. Don't need that anymore. all our functionality is now in here. So let's go back to the header file and start working out what we've done. Yeah. Create a pointer for the main window. That's awkward. Do you need any help on pointers, anybody? Whilst I'm here. A lot of people don't like them. And I haven't even got me XP pen drawery thingy. If you need help on pointers, shout. Oh, just got a message through now from Nano. Nano Hard? Nano Hard, shout out to you, mate. You're ace. The pointer struggle is real. People struggle with them. All you've got to do is remember who owns them. That's the only struggle there is. And if you use them sensibly, there is no struggle. It will do it itself. Everything will do itself. It doesn't matter. People think it's hard with C++ because you've got to do your memory management. No, you don't. The pointer and its destruction does the memory management. C++ will do your memory management as long as you follow the rules. Make a pointer, delete a pointer. Somebody's got to get your system resources back. All you've got to do is remember who made it. And it's obvious on this one. It isn't as obvious on other ones, I can tell you. I've had pointers in the past which I've looked at and thought, who the heck deletes that? And it isn't always the obvious. It isn't always the obvious. As I found out. I'll have another space there, thanks. Okay, everything's looking good. Okay, everything's done. Yeah, alright, let's get back to head file. I'm messing about, my brain's scattering again. Sorry, it does that. You'll find that with me. Oh, shout out to you, mate, that's funny. It's the only thing in C++ I've never had a problem with as well, because I came from assembly language initially. Then I learnt C, and only in the last 5 to 10 years have I really gone heavily into C++. I mean, before that I was in Qt. I wrote in Qt, which is a variation language based on C++. It isn't C++ itself, but it does contain it, and is based on it. Right, what can we note here? That's a constructor, that's easy. Doesn't do anything yet. And that's a destructor. Initializes and starts the app loop. Initializes objects. I'm going to call them objects because they call it object-orientated programming. I'm not happy with that word. And this is the game loop. No, the main game loop. Might only be one of them. Main game loop. It's quite funny. It's true though. So there we go with that. That's finished now. Everything's noted. You'll find that I will stop and note everything. I'm sorry about this because when I come back to this later on, if somebody asks me a question about, say, the window, well, I wrote the window over 2 weeks ago. So, bleh. Can I remember how I did it? No. I'll have to go and read it instead. Or I'll help you. It helps me read through it anyway. Application, let's get this sorted out. Don't need constructor, destructor. Yeah, go on then. Go on, I'll put it constructor. I'll do it properly. Don't be lazy. This is sets the pointer to a null value, which is very important, as you've already seen. That's delete and recover operating system resources. That's actually what that does. It does a lot. People don't realise it, how much it does. That's your window, app loop. Start the main game loop. I've got spelling mistakes all over by now, most likely. Yeah, okay. And return 0 if all went well. Is there anything there that's Boolean? No. The only Boolean I've got is open. I'm sure of it. Has initialized. That's dealt with internally. I can check it though. Can I check it? Okay. Let's have a look and see how I'm using it first of all. I know where I'm using it. I'm using it in the constructor because I'm lazy. Has initialized equals initialize window. So it's available as a value after that. So I'm going to show you a trick. This was highlighted to me by somebody quite a while ago. That getters and setters, if you watch any Java, you'll see getters and setters. You click on a button and it does it all for you. It doesn't on this system. I have to write them all out. And it's a waste of time. Because if you're using getters and setters, it means that you're trying to give access to variables that are private for some reason or another. Now, as I know that has initialized is part of the constructor and is accessible after construction, I can cut that out of there and I can put it in public. I bet you don't see that very often on the internet. Okay, so now I've put that in public. Save. And terminal. Run build. Amber. Right, it's now in public. On Amber. Okay, I made an alteration in Amber, so I have to rejig it. Application can now go if window dot window. Oh God, I'm really struggling here. If underscore window dot arrow. I've got perspective. Oh no, it hasn't come through. But it's there. It should be as initialized. And it's not come through. Maybe because it's in a different thingy. Or the system's slow. But you can do that. And it comes up like Perspective does there. Let's make sure I did it right. Like this one here, Perspective. It's in the header file, so it shouldn't matter. Ah. Yeah, right. It might matter. Header files are tricky things, especially when you're trying to use it in a different file, in a different folder, should I say. It doesn't always come through the system as expected. Actually, I'll look at it. What I'm going to do, first of all, is look to see if I'm doing it right. That's what debugging is for. Can we close you so we can actually have a look? How's initialized? It's there. It's available to us. So it's come through. There it is. Has initialized. I don't like doing it this way. The way I do it matters. Problem is, I'm just ignoring everything. And then return 0. I don't like that. Should never return from within an if statement. Which means we need a status variable. This is exec. Right, okay. We'll do it properly, because that's bad programming in my book. That's really prone to messing up memory. You could return out of it way too early. Because remember, this isn't finished. There's going to be more stuff being added to this. So this is just going to get lost in a pile of code. And if I forget it, then something might never work. You know, or something might go completely wrong. So instead of doing that, what I'll do is I'll have an int, have a private, and we'll call it app status equals 0, which means everything's okay. That means that's now okay. Else app status equals 99, semicolon. Now that describes what you're doing. So in other words, if the window has not initialized, then app status will be 99. Simple? Simple's just return app status. Yeah. So there's your error checking for status. Now we've got everything. It's agreed with me that we can use it. I'm fine. Could take that off now. I think it just wanted to run through so it could find it, because it's quite difficult to find stuff on this. Oh, right, okay. Something running, yeah. Good point. Make sure I haven't got anything else outstanding on here, please. Yes, I have. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. I haven't been closing them. Get rid of you. Anything else? Anything else behind there? Nope. That's good. It's good. They hide behind simples, really. I think we're doing alright, actually, there. And I really want my pen pad. I suppose I could write some code. No, I'll look into that. Never mind. Doesn't matter. So I don't even know what I'm going to use. I'll probably use GIMP and Blender, so I haven't downloaded those yet. Okay, what do we got? MS. Good. Don't need to see that. Don't need to see that. That's what we've got. The whole purpose of this was to have a look at rule systems, wasn't it? Yeah, right. So this is on game rule systems. I think we're going to have a break at this point, because I'm going to add a new folder and call it user. And we are going to have a look at a new file called user.h. And this again I want as a class. Do I? Struct. Don't know. I'll go and have a think about that whilst making coffee. New file. I'm sure it's a struct. But I'll come back and we'll have a look at that in a bit. So, give us about, grab a coffee. 7 to 10 min break. There you go. It's a keyword, break. Catch you in about 7 to 10 minutes. just had an idea. Yeah, delete that lot. Quick. Before I do something silly. I don't like the name here. Is the user going to be an entity? That's a good question. Let me just shut the door. A user needs a body and a form within OpenGL, so it's going to need a model. That's going to be fun, downloading Blender. Using Blender is going to be even funnier. God, he'll love that bit. He'll be crying by the end of that one, I think. Come on, Blaze, get your act together. Yeah. User. I'll change it to entity. Rename. Okay. So that's what we'll have there. So in the profile, we are going to have source, entity, /user. Yeah, I like that a bit better than what I was thinking before. Have we got our oh yeah, it's, never mind. Entity and user .cpp or H even. Might be better. There we go, we've got them. Okay, let's set up the files. No, I did do the top one this time. Yeah. Hash include user.h. Got it right this time by the looks of it. I wonder if it still remembers the other one that I made a mistake with. Oh dear, namespace. Namespace game. And namespace. Entity, it's in a folder. I always use a folder, so I know where to find it. That's okay there. We'll have an extra space. Take the lot. No, put it between there. Just in case. V. Yay, it worked this time. 15 is hash pragma once. Lovely. That'll do. Now, game entity. User. Is it a class or a struct? Is it just a data member? Storage of data? Well, I think it is. Does it need any functionality? No, doesn't. So really, I'm thinking that because what let's throw a few things out there and see what we get. Let's throw out int position. I'm just going to say int to everything, by the way. Int rotation. Int scale. That's your three mains or basics. That makes up your model matrix. So that's our model matrix there. I'm just putting things together to see how it's going to look. Okay. We could do with a model. Bring that down one. Int status. Dead or alive model. Yes, status and model go together. Okay. Oh god, going through my mind now. Stats. Skip one. Int skills. Int inventory. Don't worry, I'm just putting int. It's just notes. Anything else we should know? What they're wearing currently. Int currently equipped. You can't do that. Oh, I don't like minus signs either. My bad. Equipped, yeah. Abilities. That's what I was trying to think of. That's the one I couldn't fit in. No, I think for a basic user, if they want to be in a game, like an RPG or something, I think that's roughly the kind of stuff we'll really want. Yeah. How many stats should we have? I think it's 5. It was originally 4, but I've been one doubles up into 5. Yeah, it is 5. Abilities will be a vector. No. Yes. That's either going to be a vector or a map. Skills, same kind of idea, isn't it? Really. Some kind of vectorization or a map. Inventory is a vector. Oh, wait a minute. We can set inventory size, can't we? No. We can't. We can. Currently equipped. Blah, 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 blah. Let's say 25 items can be equipped. I don't know. Inventory. Doesn't have to be a vector, does it? I'll just put 5. For guesses. Skills, yeah, it's a vector. You can have as many skills as you like. Abilities is a vector. You can have as many abilities. Oh god, that cuts it down to make it more easy. Model, there's going to be 2. Status, we can have 2. Scale, it's just scale. Position is 3. Oops. 4. Rotation is 3. Scale is 1. So what have I got here? Or what have I just thought there? I've got an X, a Y, a Z, and of course a W for position. If anybody's wondering what the W is, just ask. Straight out ask, and I'll go into it, but I'll ask how far you want me to go into it. It's a pretty deep, dark well of a subject, that one. Rotation is just X, Y, and Z. And Z. Again, caveat, not using quaternions at this stage. Okay, I'm not going into quaternions. No, it's quaternions. Spelt it wrong. Quaternions. Yeah. At this stage. I think that's right anyway. Scale. Yeah, just a single value. Scale could be used in 2 ways. It could be influenced by status and model. Well, obviously, yeah, scale is influenced by status and model, I think. Okay. So we need to store all of that data somehow. It doesn't look too bad. It certainly doesn't look too bad. What have we got in GLM? God, I wish I had my own maths library. Can I use my own maths library? Do I have to use GLM? Oh, God. I'll do it properly. I'll use GLM. I prefer to write my own maths. I really do. So, GLM. What we got? GLM, here we go. I'll use an extensions. That's matrix on vectors. There's quaternions. Scale as vectors. Here we go. Don't want bool. Double float. Ah, floats. Here we go. Vector float 4H. Yeah, that'll do me. I'll have one of them. I'll hash include GLM / ext / go vector. I want the 3 one as well, don't I? That one. Yeah. That covers those two. That's GLM, colon, vec4 position. And it's 0.0f, comma, 0.0f, comma, 0.0f, comma, 1.0f. And why is that not right? Oh, yeah, you can't do that way with GLM, can you? Of course you can't. Position equals vec4, GLM vec4. There you go. That's how you have to write it with GLM. Amazing. Love the stuff. Really, honestly, I love GLM. Honest. I just don't ever really know what it's doing. Never mind. We'll put that equal to... And there's no homogeneous position at the end, so that's not needed. Scale is a float. And that equals 1.0f. Status equals 0 or 1. It could be a bool, that. That's a bool. Status equals false. Not in game. Model will equal bool. Equals false or not in game. We're going to have fun with that one. I've got an idea for a model for that one. Could be interesting. Stats 5 is fine. Integers. Yep, that's fine. Abilities is a vector. Muppet. Stop. Thank you. So I can see. Vector. Yes, I've got a cat here called Muppet, and he's crawling all over me. He wants a love. He's my cat, and he just wants a love every now and again. A vector of abilities. It's going to be ints or floats. It's a table. And they're going to be accessed has two things. So it's a vec2 of three things. Could just make it a vec3. Yeah, vec3. So that would be, let's see if we can construct this one. std ::vector. Open it, it's glm vec3 star abilities. Yeah, so it's a table. And that will hold ability number, comma, current ability, comma, points to next level. So there's three things. You've got your ability number, which tells us what the ability is. The current ability skill value, or value, how much it currently is, and then the number of points to the next level in the ability, if applicable. I think we're going to see the same with skills. Really. I think abilities and skills are the same kind of thing. So we'll go with that. We'll try that way. So std ::vector glm vec3 star skills. Now we've got stars. Which are pointers. And you know what I've said about pointers, you've got to delete them. How can you instantiate that? How do you instantiate abilities and skills if I make a constructor? You don't. Because as an object it just is. Problem is that's a hanging pointer on the 0th item. I could make the 0th item 0, but then I can't push back into it. That's awkward. I can do it that way. Then I'd have to initialize. With that version I have to initialize. Put the star inside to get everything out of chip memory. Sorry, I keep saying that because that's what it is to me. The stack, and put it on the heap. So I can put the abilities and the skills on the heap and just make a list out there. Or I can keep abilities and skills tagged inside the chip memory and put all of the numbers and data out on the heap. in what I call for Never Neverland. I've got to be careful saying that these days, haven't I? Crimes. That went badly. Inventory just needs a reasonable number. 20 or something. Yeah, 25, I think I thought of first. Currently equipped will have 10 items. I don't know what they are. I haven't even decided. So that will just hold an item number for a position. So that will hold item ID and inventory again, item ID. Those two are the same. They can be split off from this part. So those two are the same. Okay, I've got 5 of these to decide what they are. So physical power. Physical manipulation. Dexterity. Mental power. I got 1, 2, 3. Overall health bar, and no, physical health. And overall, actually get rid of that overall. Let's just call it physical health, comma, mental health. Mana bar. Yeah. I've just got to call them different things. I don't want to get sued. We invented this first. We've got the copyright. Yeah, right. I think that's got... I think that's the same roughly as these kind of things. Right. Yeah. These are all going to end up as GLM Spec 3s. Because it's going to be stat number, current value, points to next level. I can combine the two and put a 5 in there. Like that. Yeah. Points to next level. There we go. That's worked out alright. 2-dimensional array came out of it. Oh wow. Instead of doing that, I can just use a 2-dimensional array on there and it'll work. Because we know what order the stats are in because I've just mentioned it here. So we don't need that. So all we need to hold is the actual value of the stats in the first part and the points to the level in the next part. Yep, that'll work fine. Points to the next level in the next part. Okay, I'm happy with that. That's a character, doesn't it? That's an entity. Do I really need it as a CPP? Do I want to calculate the model matrix? No, not really. Do I want to do any calculations within this class? No. So that is not. Ah. This doesn't get compiled. Ah. Think I've just come across a problem. I think it needs a constructor and a destructor. Yes. How do I destroy those? If I delete this bit, it doesn't destroy that bit. Or do I have to go through and delete everything? It'll treat it the same as that. Oh wow. How do we initialize that? I'm not sure how this would work. Oh, right, okay, fine. Not really bothered. Doesn't bother me if I don't know how something works, but I'll just pop it in anyway for notes. If it's letting me. 9, 5. Which one am I on now? Alright, physical health. 9, 5. And the last one is just 9, 0. And that's it. That one equals that. That one will have values, but currently will equal that. Sorry, equals. And that just sets them to 0. We do the same here, really. And deal with this later. But it's an initializer, that's what it should be. Yeah. That's right. Nothing, 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 1, 0, la 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 la. I'm not sure I should have values in here. Well, those are the starting values. No, we don't need values in here. I just realised something. I'm stupid. So that is 0. Never mind. I tried to think forwards and I got it wrong. I have to set the values somewhere else. Damn shame. There you go. Everything's got a starting value. That works. There you go. There's your user. Interesting. Oh. You know what I've forgotten? Yeah. We'll have an extra one in here. I've forgotten something. Int. Whose team are you on? Team. I'm not going to say race. I'm going to say team. 0 equals nobody's. 1, 2 or 3 equals somebody's. Yeah, 3 teams. It's going to be a 3-team system. That looks alright. I think I'll have that. I think I'll have that. See, as soon as I put construct in, I can go into the CPP and list all of these values in the CPP so it all gets compiled. But as they're all zeros, is it worth it? I don't know. I'm going to use this first as this. User.cpp. It's just going to stay empty for now, isn't it? This is where pointers become a problem. Where are we going to destroy them? I need a destructor. The entity owns this. Would need a construction destructor. Okay, well, I'll just put empty for now. I'm not even going to worry about it. Damn it. It's these that are getting me. These two here. No, I can't think of a way of doing it. This is what I'm thinking of doing. Okay, this is what I've got in my mind at the moment. Static inline cleanup. Void cleanup. Better. What I would do then is just put in delete, and that would be abilities. A non-static member reference must be relative to a specific object. That's right, it does. You're quite right. And that's the problem. I can't delete them here. Yeah, I know. It's sick, isn't it? But I can delete them if I do that. Because it's in line. And it all depends on who then creates them. But then have to run the cleanup. Well, if they're creating them, they'll have the new marker, won't they? So they can clean up in their own space. That's a waste of time. Ownership. ownership, ownership, ownership. You see, this is an instance of where a pointer is not going to be owned by this struct, which is amazing. The entity that brings in the pointer is not actually going to own it. The ability class will, or the skills class will. This is just storage. Yeah. There we go. Entity's got user.h now. Okay. What this means is that we can now do a character initialization, or some kind of or system initialization. And I'm going to put that in core. New folder. Core. New file. System init.h. And new file. System init.cpp. This is 100% going to be a very, very weird file. Don't think it's actually going to do much, although it could. Yes, it could. It's going to store our system. So it isn't system init. No. This is going to be like a controller. I'll call it game system instead. That makes more sense to me. Because system init is just one part of it. Right, okay. I'm happy with that. I'll just drop that one. I shouldn't have done, because I've got this going nice. Game system CPP. And that is hash include. You can see how this develops as it goes. It's not planned out as such, but I'm just trying to develop a fundamental basis, or how can you put it? A base structure for a game. Not necessarily an RPG, but this happens to be an RPG that I'm looking at the game system for. And it will completely change within the next few weeks into something completely different, because I haven't got my pen and tablet thingy. I can't scribble, so I can't do me thoughts. I'm having to just try and guess. Stop me at any time and distract me and ask questions about other things if you wish. I mean, this might not be interesting to you. How I fight my own memory for ideas is ridiculous. Game system.h, please. Okay. Namespace. Game. namespace. Core. I put it as a small c. I'm an idiot. Thank you. Yeah, did the ones right. Cool, thank you. Ding. Hash prag once. There we go. So this is going to be the core. And this is definitely going to be a class. So, yeah. Maybe slightly more public a class than I would have expected to be. So I don't know whether it should be a class or a struct. I'll decide later. So that's one of them. Go back one, public. Private. Put those two in for now. And we'll pop you on the end. Awesome. Right, so game core, game system. Right, this has to set up the user. Initialize the user. What I'm thinking is, does this entity stay here or should we throw it over to Amber? Is it going to be used anywhere else? No, it's not. So no, it stays here. Yeah, I think we're getting the foundations now of a game. My God. What's wrong with your blades? This is starting to look professional. I did notate that one, yeah. Did I notate entity? Well, sort of. Yeah, there's enough notes in there to keep me happy. So I'm happy there. Okay. As this is going to be the game system, this is where you make the window. Alrighty. So this is where the window should be stored. I'll do that then. Hash include display window 3dh. I'll do that after. Hash include I want entity /user. You can come into this game. That does require me to really put in a hash include IO stream, but do I need to? Yeah. Didn't get that one. Never mind. Okay. So I know I'm going to need an Amber display window 3D window. Yeah, we decided it was going to be a pointer. That's right. That's okay. Public, we are just, at the moment, I'm just going to get the basics in, so it's just game system. Yeah. Just Let's get them all in, just plonk them in. Delete what I don't want after. And the big one is bool. Oh God, cat. The cat is actually lying on my left arm, if you want to know. It's lying over my left arm. Initialize game. Finally, we've got to the initialization of the game. Finally. Okay. You're probably wondering, well, why doesn't the application do the initialization? Well, that's not the application's job. The application is there is like the engine in a car. That's there to keep things going. Let's put it that way. I think that's a good way of putting it. So now, with that said, let's put these three in. Yeah, this is starting to look better to me. Already, it's starting to come together. Thank God for that. Oh God, what's it done here? There we go, let's make them into inside. There we are, that's looking good. Just public at the moment. I think there's going to be a few private stuff goes in on this one. Yeah. There we go. Alright, does that look okay? Yeah, except for one space missing. There we go. Right, that's okay. Well, that's set up. That's set up to receive stuff that I might need. I'll just pop that down a bit. And that down one as well. So it stays on the page. Okay. So from application.h, we've already decided that we're going to steal this. And that's going to go with that one there. Yeah. This is looking better. Excellent. So we have the exec app, which is going to send us into initialize game. So here, we have to include, those two should be together. And that will be core. And that's that one. That's being replaced. Ding, ding. Being replaced by game, colon, application. No, we're in game application. Game, colon, core, colon, game system. Spell it right. Underscore, do nicely. That'll do. That's better. I'm just going to ignore that for a second. Actually, no, I'm not. I've just realised what I've done. That's fantastic. Because now when we come into application CPP, we can put m_game system. Instead of a null pointer, we can have a new game core game system. Like that. That deletes that. Okay, this comes out completely out of here. Yeah, that comes out of there. That goes into here. All initializations will be going into here from now on. Okay, that's okay. That's intentionally empty. And now we can delete it here. Delete window. M_window. Fantastic. This is looking damn sight better than it was. Things are starting to go into the right place. Except for the tabbing. Right, so far all we've got is a window. Excellent. An application which doesn't know what the window is. Okay. I could make the window public. This is the thing. Is it a struct or not? Because you see, I've got nothing private there. Officially, I should make a getter. I'm not willing to do that. Oh my god, what's it doing? I'm willing to do that instead. Okay. That's you done. I have got a problem here. I have an entity user .h. Doesn't exist. Delete. Delete. Let's put in game system whilst we're here. Source. Core. And that is game system. .cpp. Source. Core. Game system.h. There we go. That's good. That's good. I'm happy. Just checking spelling. Right, you're still wobbling around and not knowing what to do, are you? Okay, so that will be game system. Okay. That's right. I have no idea why it can't find it. It's one of these silly let's run it jobs, isn't it? There it goes. Found it. Does work. And that's where I'm going wrong. I got that hand in the wrong place because of the cat. Whoops. I think it's easy to do things like this way round, rather than sending things like window. Every time I've made the window in the main here, all I've done is sent it into the exec app, and then from the exec app I've been just sent it everywhere else and like filtered it down through the system. So this time instead, what I'm thinking is I want a main game system for control of the application, whilst the application can get on with controlling the flow, because we need timers. I haven't even gone over that. Jesus. Oh, I really haven't gone over that. Anybody who's using GLFW should know about timers. Because there's two ways of using GLFW, and I haven't really mentioned that either. Okay. We're clean again. And we're checked for errors. Yep, we have. Do we call initialization at any point in time before using this? No, because we're idiots. You can't do that until you've run the initialization, can you? It's a bool, isn't it? It's got to be a bool. Please tell me I made it a bool. Yeah. I should have a return value. I'll just return true for now. Because I haven't got any tests to do, unless I want to test that. That's not bool, is it? No, it isn't. Good. Right, that's sorted then. There's no tests I can do here at this point. Well, there is, but that's beside the point. Because I'm doing it elsewhere. I'm doing it here. This isn't test bench. This is welcome to Amber. There you go. That's a better welcome. So here is m_game system. Could you please initialize your game? That gives us a bool. For initialization. and init. Okay, so we've got both of those parts in now. So that has to initialize, and that window has to initialize. We're not testing for it inside there, but we can. So why don't we? And then we would just have init. Okay. So under game system, return and do that. And that's all we've got to do. Silly me. That's all we've got to do. That's a bool, isn't it? Yeah, that's a bool. Returns a bool. Fantastic. That's a cleaner way of doing it. Much easier. Return if the return true equals window initialized. There we go, that's beautiful. That's a lot simpler than what I had. Yeah, okay, that's a lot better. We're in the right place now. We're in the right place. Because now I can introduce a user. Application is now looking better. Again, that is a bool. That can be cut, paste, get rid of that line. That's better. I think I'm going to keep app status, because that'll stop me doing something stupid. Now it's responsibility of the game system to start up properly to get to the app loop, which is here, which works nicely. It's a bit long-winded, but it works nicely. We'll give an extra space there. We'll give an extra space there. I'm happy. I'm happy with this, actually. This is more like the kind of foundation that I can work with, because now I've got this very small application loop, which is the driving force behind the whole thing. All I've got to do now is add rendering, and it's all done. So where it says do stuff, all I've got to do, put in there, is go render. Well, no, I would say prepare scene might be the next thing. Go render, and we would probably have some kind of cleanup going on at the after that while loop has finished. May have a cleanup in here. That's what I'm thinking. It's only going to be very, very small, this part, which is why it's private as well. It's the opening of the application that you have to keep safe. You've got to be able to get out, and get out for a reason. Otherwise, things can really go badly. Because, yeah, that will be okay. Because if we get out, that has a delete in it. Yes, that works. My God, I've done something that works. Oh, hell. Bad news. It should work anyway. Soon tell you. Let's see how many mistakes I made. Welcome to Amber, blah, blah, blah. No mistakes. But now, instead of just having that silly little test, we have the foundation of a game. And we can now add a user. Press to continue. Fantastic. And we've actually got the data structure for a user. That's even better. Now, what I haven't mentioned is during my YouTube videos, I did a file. I wrote a file. It took for ages. It took 3 episodes on YouTube. If you're interested in following how I load up models to display on the screen, I would advise you to go and check it out. This stuff out. Oh God, where am I? Here we go. YouTube. Okay. Now, was it this one here? No, that's what we're doing here now, isn't it? No, this was a different one. Oh, that explores networks. That's for networking. That's what we're doing at the moment. That's Q's and A's. Could be this one. Yeah, this is the one where I did get VS Code for Windows working. I still haven't been able to repeat that. There was an update and I can't repeat it. But I think I know what I'm doing wrong now, so I might go and try again. Here we go. Adding layer out. Oh no, this is servers, is it? Oh God. I can't even remember what I've done, you know. That's servers. Thank you. I hope it isn't buried in that lot. 23. Ah, wait a minute, what's this? Ah, yes, it's on the Qt list. I did a section on Qt, and in it has the OBJ structure, which is the model format that I use for loading up 3D models. That series is good if you're using Qt and you want to load a 3D model, but it's very, very similar in C. And in fact, that OBJ structure that I created, I will be using in this. I'm going to port that over and use it in here. I can't remember where I left it at the moment. But I know I left it somewhere. So yeah, C++, it's Qt C++, loading a 3D model is the actual name of the series. Where I do the OBJ structure, which is not just Qt, it's useful for C++ as well. So I will be using that to load the character model to walk around, but I don't have a full shader system, and I still don't have a full master renderer system for it, which is why I've now split down into Amber, which is going to do all the rendering and shaders and stuff in here. Some people would say, oh, but that's a game engine. No, it's not. No. This is a game engine. It's called a game. It says it in the first word, game and engine. That is a game engine. Don't confuse the two. So, any questions from you lot out there? I'm quite happy to answer any questions at this point in time. I mean, I'm up to, what, 3.5 hours. I think I'm going to be possibly finishing up here. I've got that experiment to do on Windows to see if I can do all of this on Windows or not. Which is very easy for me to do because all of this works on Windows. So, to me, it's neither here nor there. What I'll do is I'll just copy these files over to my Windows side. Shame it's on the same machine. I can take from it, but I can't write to it. Yeah, I'll sort that out. So, after all that, that's our that's our program. Massive, innit? Any questions before I go? Oh, I'll give you 5 minutes. Give me questions. I'm just trying to get my shoulders working again. Oh, if anybody knows how to get an XP-pen working on Linux Manjaro, let me know. I've got no idea. It'll register a click, I suppose, or do something like that, but it won't move the mouse pointer or anything. I don't know how it works. So, yeah, I know it works on Windows. I just use it. But there's a way of doing it on Linux where you can just use it, and I have no idea. Great. Never tried one. It's the first time I've ever had one. In fact, I saved up, because I'm saving up for a Mac, so I can do all of this on a Mac for people who have Macs. I can show you that my source code works on Macs. That'd be an interesting day. Anything? I hope I've gone through pointers and ownership. Okay. I always cringe because I don't know if people understand what I'm saying or not, unless they give me feedback. That game's coming along quite nicely now. We've got the system, the application, and an entity. That's all we need. What we need now is the graphics to go in the window and then to move the user around. Wow. Is that it? Yeah, well really, that's an RPG. All the rest of this stuff can wait, and we just introduce it as we go. That's fantastic. How easy. Question, are you using the entity component system paradigm? Yes and no. It's a bit edgy whether I do or not. The entity component system, from the way I program, is always going to be available, let's say. But I might not use it because of the way that I disagree with part of it, although because of its overcomplexity. An entity component system works best on a registration of components and then an event system to trigger those components. So if you are going to write that, that's an awful lot of work. You would probably spend quite a lot of time doing that, because just writing the event system to handle it is a problem in itself, because that event system has to be running alongside your application at all times. I like the entity component system, don't get me wrong. I would love to write it and write it effectively. There's a difference. Am I capable of writing an entity component system that is truly effective? And the answer to that is probably not. Do I know enough? Probably not. I might get an ineffective one, a slow, mushy thing, a bit like Unity. Ooh, sugar, don't say that. But I will be using the theory as I build the entities, yes. I will not be using it directly, if that makes sense. To start off with, anyway. But you will see that all my entities will have a big gap where you can put components in. It's funny. It's funny you should say that, because the system that I am going to use is faster. And it's going to be a direct entity with possible component system. I think that's the best answer I can give. I will be in direct control of the entities, but with possible components as side effects. So if I tell an entity to go forwards, it may have a component which triggers something else to happen, like it trips up or falls over. Does that make sense? It's a very, very loose answer. Sorry. I'm trying to get around it because I don't want to tell people what I'm really doing. If people knew what I was writing here, they would go ballistic. Absolutely ballistic. If this was taken out onto the open net and people really knew what it was all about, then no, it would go absolutely mental. I would be called the Satan of God knows what. Yes, complex, yeah. Yes, definitely ECS, Entity Component System. It can look complex, but it isn't. I mean, if I had... Oh, God, I wish I could get me drawing pen now and show you why it's not complicated. But when you're writing it, it's actually simpler than you think, but harder to implement. It isn't the complexity of the system that gets you. It's the implementation, that final implementation. You can write the whole system and it won't work. Finding out why it doesn't work, oh my God. It's the implementation that is the hard part. Because on an ECS system, it's open to what some people call bugs. I call bad programming. And that's why I probably don't go that far, because I don't know if I'm good enough to program that far. I mean, I could try, but I can't guarantee that I'd get one. Yeah, and it would come down to bad programming at the end of the day. I mean, you've got to remember that the abilities of each individual are in one area. For me, it's systems design, as you just seen. Designing a system, I designed that in my head as I went. I now know that the foundation of this system is solid, because I can write now from the application into the core, and I will have a solid central game system, and then in Amber I'm going to have a solid shader and render system. So the rendering and the shaders are going to have nothing to do whatever with the game system. The only control the game system will have over it is deciding which models to use. Yeah. So that is the simple start point, and then we look at ECS. Then we start, hold on a minute, how do we want our models to act? What kind of logic do we want to put in there? And then we come to the core of what I'm doing here this week, which is logic, which is the logic of everything. I'll be bypassing everything at the moment and probably going off into the logic for a bit. I don't know. Could do. You see, with with the way I've designed my systems, you can do anything you want at any time. I don't have to follow through with the entity, with the user. I don't have to follow through with that. I could just ignore it. I did put it in, didn't I? Yeah. Good. you know what I did forget to do? Make one. Where is it? It's in-game entity, isn't it? So game, colon, entity, and we're going to make an entity. Are we allowed to do that? No, we're not. User. Dope. I've even forgotten what I've written. That's better. There we go. Don't need to initialize it because it's already initialized. So I don't need to start. I don't need to make it a pointer, you see. All that is a puddle. A puddle of data. Create an initialized data set for the user. And that's why I programmed it. It's just a puddle of data. So when you're saying are entities in the ECS, a puddle of data. Yes, it's ECS. It's a puddle of data. That's exactly what ECS is. But without doing ECS. Yeah, weird. I like my weird ideas. I hope it works. So all we need to do now in here is do things like user dot, oh, it's muser, isn't it? Because it's member. Gosh, should remember my own style of writing. User dot, and there you go. We've now got abilities, current equipment, inventory, model, positions, rotation, scale, skills, stats, status, team. We've got access to it all. How easy is that? It's ridiculously easy, I know. But it means that we can access it. And we can also pass our user by address to anywhere else we want in our system. But our game system has control of the user. And hidden in user, or what we're going to place into our user, if I can ever spell it right. What matters is that. Amber needs to know that. The game doesn't. We're only saving that for Amber. We're going to pass it over to Amber to play with. Amber will receive something for those called a model matrix. Rest of it, who cares? The rest of it doesn't matter. There we go. Interesting little ideas you can come up with. So I'm going to leave it at that point. Big shout out to... Is it Nano Hard? I'm sorry, I'll have to read it closer. It is. Big shout out to Nano Hard. Sorry I nearly butchered your name then. I nearly said something completely different. I just looked over and saw something completely different. So in the meantime, I want you to keep exploring in C++. Nothing in C++ is set or written correctly in any way, shape or form. C++ is how you want it to be, not how it wants you to be, and that's why I use it as a program language. Take care out there, and above all, have fun.